Hi guys, so video is just on how to make your own queen cups from scratch. Really easy to do. So you use some Dowling. So I've got these two are from Bunnings or Mitre 10, one of those companies. The bigger one is a 10mm, which is too big, and the smaller one is probably 5, which is too small. I don't know if you can see that very easily. So maybe getting one in between would be good. This is one of the cups that I bought. This is a proper queen rearing one, purchased one. So they're a bit smaller. Not that that matters too much, because the queens are drawn, they'll draw them down and they'll draw them out wider. So it's not a major, and these do work because I've used them and they've worked all right. So what you do is I've put a Dowling piece in water. That just helps it so the wax doesn't stick too hard to it. So I just dip it in the water about well, that was probably a bit deep. It's probably when you're trying to video and do everything. So you dunk it in the water about 1/2 millimeter deep, about 3 times. Let it sort of dry off a little bit. And then, so 3 times dunking it. So it's, got 3 coats of wax. And then I have seen people who do make these all the time. They've made them, like, put 6 or 8 of these in a little piece of timber. So they've drilled a little hole in the piece of timber, put the dowel in it, and then they've been able to make 8 in one dipping. If you're wanting to make lots, that's a good method. So I'll just do this again. Probably go too deep. Oh no, not too deep this time. So you can see that it's just got that glob of wax just on the tip there. And again. And just keep turning it so that the glob of wax is not drying in one spot. And 3rd time. Okay, so that's how simple it is to make these. Now the only thing that you do have to think about is rather than just attaching them straight onto the frame here, and that's what I do with, so I'll show you how I do those cups there. So I have a little bit of wax, and I just put it, it's all going to go in the thing there, in the channel. So you just pop a bit of wax on there, get that, and stick it on. And then that will, once that's dry, I'll give that a little bit of time, we'll flip it upside down, you'll be able to see that sticks really well. But if you've got these little cups, once we pull these little bits off, you can't really stick them directly onto here, because when you go to take them off, you can damage the end of the little wax cup. So one of the easiest things, you just need to find a flat piece of wood, not too thick, that you can glue onto here, and then you can use your hive tool and just peel it off, and then you have your base for your wax cup. So what I will do is I'll just get a little bit of wax and pop it. Sorry, I'm trying to do this through the phone, which is pretty hard to see and do everything properly. Right, so then I just pop that onto that melted bit of wax. So now that cup is there. The bees can draw that cup out into a cell, and you just need to wax this onto your frame, which I will do now, and as well do the whole process. This thing is great when you're organised. So just wax, pop that up, and I just pushed the little cup off because it wasn't dry properly. So now these two are on. You can flip them upside down, put them in the hive like that, and the bees will draw them out sorry, get it in focus. The bees will draw them out. Then you can just pull them off with your hive tool. Once they've drawn them out, at 9 days old, the queen cell will be capped, and you can just pop them in. Either put them in an incubator upside down, or you can pop them in a new nuke that you've made ready for them to emerge out, or you can leave them in the hive that you've got them in. When you've got them like this, you have to be really careful with your timing, because you can't really put anything over them to protect them if one emerges early. These you can put your cages over. So just going to look, see if this one's going to behave. So they actually come off really easily. It's just one-handed is going to be a bit difficult. There we go, it's just peeling itself off. So yeah, you just pull them off and they come off really easily. So that's your little wax cup that, you know, made in 2 seconds. So they're not difficult to do. Don't cost you anything really, apart from a little tiny bit of wax. That one's not going to come off as easily because I did it too long. Then even then, but I broke the side. Yeah, so that's what happens when you do them too long. They, you can ruin this, break the sides of them. Although the bees will fix that anyway, so you can use that. But it's better to make them a little bit shorter. So yeah, so that's making your own wax queen cups. Cheap, easy. The only thing that you're using is a little bit of wax and one of these, you know, a bit of a, these are just ones for like your dowling, but the flat ones. I can't remember what they're called exactly. But anyway, for woodworking, so you can just get them at Mitre 10 or anywhere really. And they're reusable as well. So the only thing that, it really doesn't cost you anything to do this apart from a little bit of melted wax and a bit of your time. So yeah, I will see if I can do a graft into one of these and we can have a practice and see how it works in the hives tomorrow. Okay, see ya.